Good evening. Welcome to the Bourbon Drive In for a most unusual commencement ceremony for the Paris High School class of 2020. I'd like to take this moment to thank the Bourbon Drive In for hosting our event, our board of directors for their participation. You'll be hearing from some of them shortly, and Miss Whitney Gray for putting together this video tonight. We are here to celebrate the class of 2020, and what better way to do that than to hear from one of our graduates. Here to get us started is our salutatorian, Miss Sarah Stafford.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and class of 2020. We have made it to our final chapter. For some of us, we thought this day may have never come, literally. Although our time together has been cut short, it has been an honor to be a Paris Greyhound with each and every one of you. During my time at PHS, my teachers, peers, and community have ultimately shaped me into who I am today. We all stepped into these halls as one, and we are exiting into our own separate directions. Paris High School has given me a chance to excel not just in the classroom, but in life. Now it is time to take everything we have worked towards into the world with us. For some of us, we will cry at the thought of leaving our friends and teachers, as others can't wait to get out of waking up at 7 a.m. to go to school. Wherever your path may lead, I personally would like to thank you for letting me be a part of the Paris High School class of 2020. There are a few people I would like to thank. Miss Mason, thank you for being the best teacher I have ever had. You have truly had the biggest impact on my life. I would also like to thank Miss Mathis. Although I never had her as a teacher, she has been one of the strongest influences on my high school years. Lastly, I'd like to thank someone who is a teacher here and someone who has pushed me for the past 18 years, my dad, Mr. Stafford. Thank you for being a parent, teacher, and lastly, friend. Thank you, Paris High School administration and faculty, for giving me the opportunity to learn and grow as a young lady. Thank you, Stephen McCauley and Joe Matthews, for all the dedication and leadership in making this graduation happen tonight and the opportunity to address the class of 2020. As we move into our next chapter of life, I hope you remember high school was more than just a place of work. It was a place we found ourselves. High school is the start of your journey, not the end. It was more about discovering our interests, fulfilling our dreams, and having a little time to laugh. It was about winning football games, spending all night procrastinating on a paper due, and late night Sonic runs because it's the only thing open in Paris at 1 a.m. Lastly, always remember, no matter how far or near you are from home, you will always be a Paris Greyhound forever. Congratulations, class of 2020.
To the Paris Independent Senior Class of 2020, I stand before you today honored and humbled. The past few months were not the senior experience you expected, nor one that you deserved. Some would say to not let this experience define you. I would beg to differ and say this experience has defined you. You're smart, you're independent, you're resourceful, and you're a Greyhound. You're all on the cutting edge of a whole new world. So go, spread your wings, fly high, choose your pathway in life. But whatever pathway you choose, do what you love and love what you do. And lastly, always remember who you are. Be true to yourself. Be proud of yourself. Remember where you're going. Never lose sight of your hopes and your dreams. And remember where you came from. You will forever and always be a Greyhound from Paris Independent Schools in Paris, Kentucky. Good luck, best wishes, and congratulations, Paris Independent graduates, class of 2020.
Hello, class of 2020. I am Louis Emmons, Paris School Board member. I would like to congratulate you on your achievement of graduating. I would like to talk to you today about what you take with you from high school. You take the memories of all the good times and all the difficult times you've had. You'll remember your teachers and the sayings they used to say. You'll remember your principals, your superintendents, and the staff you've interacted with. You'll remember your parents pushing you to achieve good grades. You'll remember your friendships you've made in school. You have something installed in you from Paris school system, and that's Paris Pride. Paris Pride is the bond that binds you together no matter where you go in life. You mentioned you graduated from Paris, and people say that's a good school. They know Paris stands for excellence, and that's the only way it's achieved is through hard work. I know all you all remember the sayings your teachers and coaches used to say to you, and that's hard work pays off. Today, your hard work has paid off in the form of your graduation. Now that you'll be an alumni of Paris, I challenge you to go out and be the best at whatever you're going to do in life. My hope for the class of 2020 is you're going to be our future leaders of this school, this community, this state, and this nation. Remember, you can be a leader at anything you do. Take charge of your life and believe it and achieve it. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Hello, my name is Sharon Fields, and I am a member of the Paris Board of Education. I just want to say congratulations to all of the seniors in the 2020 class. I know that this is not the senior year that you dreamed of, but this year, and you have made history. In the history of Paris High School, we have never had graduation exercises like this before. I want to wish all of you good luck. I hope you do well in the years to come. If there's anything you ever need that Paris can do for you, please let this school know. And I also would like to share this closing word with you. Think toward the future when you and your classmates will meet and have your first class reunion. This time that you are going through now, it may have seemed hard and difficult and maybe even a little boring for some of you, but when you have that first class reunion, you will laugh about this, you will cry about this, you will talk about all the things that you did at home and the things that you didn't get to do while you were at school. So once again, congratulations to all of you, and may the world that you are about to face be a good one for you. Thank you.
At the first of the year, I spoke to you in an assembly, and I encouraged you to work hard, to get a good education, because knowledge is power. And now, a few months later, what you have learned and achieved cannot be taken away from you. Willful and determined, you've made it. Today is all about you, and know that you can make your dreams come true. You have already demonstrated just how strong you are, and that you can get through this life no matter what kind of a curveball is thrown at you. You, the class of 2020, will go down in history as a class that endured a national crisis, and the one that's going to have the coolest graduation ceremony ever. Just know, as you leave us, we have very proud hearts, and we wish nothing but the best for you in your future endeavors. Life is beautiful. Enjoy that ride. I'd like to use a quote from Senator Orrin Hatch when he said, "Graduation is not the end, it's the beginning." So, take pride at how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. Congratulations, class of 2020. I'm so very proud of you. God bless.
All right, graduates and family and friends that are here and those that are watching virtually, we've had several speeches and we're going to have a few more before we get to our graduates, but at this time I want everyone to just take a break, and when I say go, I want you to make all the noise you can make to celebrate the graduates by blowing the horns, yelling, honking, clapping. Let's give it up for our graduates. Ready? Let's go. Woo! I can't hear you, party bus. I can't hear you in the back. Come on, let's bring it. Here we go. Here we go. Are you ready to be here? Are you proud of the person you're here supporting? I hope you are. Woo! Come on, bring it. That's not enough. This is the class of 2020. I feel like I'm Ivan Rice up here now. Let's go. All right. Great job. Great job. We are proud of you, graduates. I've got some brief comments I'm going to make, and then we'll jump into our speaker. Throughout your academic career, you develop skills and talents for a lifetime. We in the Paris Independent School System are so proud of these accomplishments. Your teachers, coaches, and mentors have regularly cheered for you as you boldly sought to improve yourself in innumerable ways. Some improvements came easily, and some were hard fought. I applaud you for each of them. The COVID-19 pandemic brought a season of uncertainty and altered many of your plans. It is completely natural to feel anger, regret, fear, and sadness. The loss from no longer hanging out with friends in the cafeteria before school, receiving a hug or a high five from your mentoring teacher, ordering a prom dress, playing in a district tournament game, or competing in a state track meet could dampen your spirit. Or it could propel you to rely on important lessons that you learned over the years. It could carve a better path forward. It could be the hardship that clarifies your purpose and trajectory for life. These last lessons that you're learning as you leave Paris schools will no doubt serve you well as you move forward. May you take them to heart and use them to inspire and empower you on your journey. Number 1, people are important. Take the time to tell a friend that you love them. Spend an extra few minutes with a parent or a grandparent. Learn to recognize moments where you can truly connect with those that you love. Number 2, opportunities are important and may come disguised as hardships. When life presents you an opportunity, do not let it pass you by. It may not come around again. Number 3, attitude is important. Disappointments will come. Lean into them and let the adversity push you to look for a new ideal or a new solution or a better plan. It is my hope that your educational experience will be defined by the relationships you built, the positive experiences you had, and the lessons that you learned. Congratulations, graduates. At this time, it's my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker for tonight. Amber Philpott is an award-winning news anchor with WKYT TV in Lexington, Kentucky. She is living her dream as a television news journalist. She proudly brings the news to Central and Eastern Kentucky each night as co-anchor of the 4, 4:30, 5, 5:30, 6, and 11 p.m. newscasts. Amber is a native of Central Kentucky, having grown up in Cynthiana. She graduated summa cum laude from Morehead State University in 2003. Amber began her broadcast career shortly after graduation at WYMT TV in Hazard, Kentucky. While there, she served as a reporter and co-anchor of Mountain News This Morning. Amber came to WKYT in 2004. In 2013, Amber was named Best Newscaster in Kentucky by the Associated Press, an award she also won in 2009. She has been a part of several award-winning newscasts and has been nominated for 2 regional Emmy Awards. Amber is living out her lifelong dream and doing so in her home state that she loves so dearly. Her parents always said that she was blessed with the gift of gab and that she should use it. Amber makes dozens of public appearances a month and enjoys meeting and shaking the hands of those that turn to WKYT for their news source each and every day. Amber's married to her best friend and Cynthiana native, Steve Hill. When she isn't at the station or out in the community, you can find Amber in the gym working out, running, or with a good book in hand. Graduates, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you your commencement speaker and my friend, Amber Philpott.
Hello, class of 2020 at Paris High School. Amber Philpott here with you from WKYT TV. How I wish that we could all be in person to celebrate, but we can't. And I think this moment in time is going to set your class apart from all of the rest. Each of you have meant something different to this school system and to its leadership. And just like you stand out, why not be bold and different in the way you celebrate this moment like we are right now? I know this is not how you envisioned your senior year ending, but it should not put a damper on how hard each of you have worked to make it to this milestone in your lives. Parents, same goes for you. I know you've worked hard to get your child to this point, and you probably feel robbed of that special moment. But let's embrace it, all of us. Life is about adapting to change and how we overcome adversity. It's what makes us who we are. There is no doubt the class of 2020 will be one of the strongest. While this moment in time is a chapter in your own story, you have so many more yet to write. In fact, you may not know it, but you, the class of 2020, has taught me a lot in the last few months. I've watched as we have covered a number of stories about how schools like yours would handle moments like this. I was reminded about my high school graduation and about how I really took things for granted. I took those moments that were fleeting and didn't appreciate them probably like I should. I know in this moment we can't be together like we want. We won't have those hugs and maybe tears like we thought we might. But I encourage you to make the most of this anyway. We have the power of technology. It keeps us going. It keeps us together. I hope that you'll find a time to find a way to tell those who have had an impact on getting you to this day, getting you prepared for the next chapter, who have been there for you when no one else was. I hope you find those people and tell them thank you, that you connect with them one last time before life carries you in a different direction. Sometimes those small words can mean a lot to both you and the person on the other end of it. Some incredible people have loved you, taught you, and hopefully inspired you over the last 13 years of your life. I hope that is worth a thank you. We may not be able to hug those people, but we can tell them, and that can sometimes mean more than a hug or embrace. Find the time. Each of you will scatter in the wind and go a different direction. But before you take flight, and before Paris High School is just a building in your rearview mirror, tell someone what they meant to you. As you become graduates of Paris Independent, each of you probably has a different path you're planning on taking, from college to trade school to the military, even just working and starting a family. To you, it's your next chapter. What I hope for each of you is something very simple. In a world that feels very uncertain, I hope that you find a path that gives you some hope, a path that gives you direction. And for whatever your next step is, the future might be a bit scary. It is to all of us. But we have to have a plan and motivation to face it. I want each of you to face this next chapter with the idea of being fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire. You have the ability to choose your own path. Choose one that sets your soul on fire, that makes you excited and driven to begin writing your next chapter. Sure, you may be the class of 2020, the class that graduated in the middle of a global pandemic. But I don't believe in labels, and I don't believe in letting them define you. That's why I hope you find your passion in this next chapter. What I've seen from countless students like you over the last few months is resiliency. You have no doubt been dealt a hand you weren't expecting. But I think how the class of 2020 will be remembered is not by a pandemic, but rather about how you responded to what was thrown your way and how you came out on the other side. Adversity makes us stronger. It builds us to be resilient in the face of change. Each of you have a choice. You can let this moment define you and those that may have happened in the last 4 years, or you can look at this moment of change and let it drive you. Let it be what helps you become a stronger, more motivated, more resilient young adult. This moment is small, but you have a lifetime of moments to help define your entire life. So let me leave you with something I truly believe, something I talk about a lot, and it's something I truly believe in. Dream to dream big and have the willingness and courage to make those dreams come true. I was once sitting where you are, contemplating that next chapter. I have always been willing to dream big, and I've always been willing to chase those dreams. So my question to you is, will you, class of 2020? This is just a moment. You have a lifetime of fun, adventure, and life to live. I hope you each will be fearless in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire as you each find your own path and make it your own. Congratulations, 2020. You made it.
Thank you, Ms. Philpott, for those encouraging words to our graduates. Now I'd like to introduce to you Ms. Lexi Hopkins, the valedictorian for the class of 2020.
I feel that I need to start out by saying I know these are not the ideal circumstances for our graduation, but here we are. I've shed my fair share of tears since I found out we wouldn't be having a typical graduation, but the time for tears are over. We are here, and we are graduating. When we started our journey, no one could have guessed that this would be the outcome. However, this is it. We are a class that has broken the mold. This is something we will carry with us the rest of our lives, and we will be proud that we persevered. This is a unique situation, and we have taken these current events day by day. While the journey of what I have been referring to as our childhood is ending, the rest of our lives is just beginning. I see each and every one of you doing big things, and believe it or not, I have faith in all of you. Not having the traditional graduation has been harrowing, but it will make us stronger than any class before us. So as I'm standing here in an empty room reciting this speech, I want you all to take a moment and think, no, this is an idea, but would any other school have gotten a graduation like this? Yes, not seeing your friends is hard, but they will still be there when this is over. We're here today, sitting in our cars, in our caps and gowns, some of us crying, but we are graduating. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to thank our wonderful administration for giving us a graduation, despite the times. I would like to thank the teachers for spending hours upon hours of work for us to transition to distance learning, as well as spending even more hours tutoring. Paris is a wonderful place, and I'm beyond blessed to have called this place my home for the past 4 years. I would also like to take the time to thank my family. You have all pushed me for the past 13 years and never given up. And that is the reason I'm standing here today. I love you all. Now that the sappy part is out of the way, let me talk about my time at Paris. Most of you grew up together and have spent the past 13 years together. And based on that, I'm new to the Paris family. But that's just what it is, a family. Thank you all for welcoming me in 4 short years ago and making me feel like I did grow up with you all. Thank you all for the memories that I will cherish forever. I've been a part of things here that I couldn't have even imagined. I'm not going to sit up here and talk about all the memories I've made at Paris, but know that I will cherish them. We have drama and we argue, but what group of teenagers wouldn't? I wouldn't have wanted to do it with any other class. Let's think back to our freshman year. Most of us were nervous about starting high school, but excited to get out of the middle school. We walked up those high school stairs with our Chromebooks in hand and went to Miss Jones' room, where some of our favorite memories were made. That first year was a doozy, and I don't remember much, other than the fact that from my very first day here, you all were nice and welcomed me with open arms. Transitioning to high school was hard, but we persevered. Then sophomore year came, and we got into Summit. Wasn't that a mess? I think Summit was a big change for a lot of us because we had responsibilities that we didn't before. We were responsible for our own schoolwork and consequently our fate. But we persevered. We finished that school year and were ready to be juniors, where we would finally be upperclassmen. Then on the first day of junior year, pretty much every teacher that we liked was gone. And we had what felt like a whole new faculty. I saw many of you struggle with that change while still struggling with Summit. But you didn't give up. You persevered. And then we were finally seniors. We were able to have a few classes and then go to work or go home, but I won't snitch on who went home. Some of us barely even went to school this past year, but we faced change this year too. We welcome Mr. Matthews, who has stepped up and given us a strong administration and a pretty cool graduation ceremony. We welcome Miss Rogers and Miss Tobin, who have worked so hard to help us with all the unnecessary work that goes into getting into college. I'm looking at you, Key of Verification. Then March comes. We were so excited. Prom was coming up. We would be getting our cap and gown soon. We were all looking forward to a week off of school. Even I thought it would just be a week, and we would be coming back and resuming our year like normal. 1 week turned into 2, 2 into 4, and 4 into the rest of the year. I think I can say that we were all devastated. We wouldn't get a senior prom, and we didn't think we'd been getting a graduation either. Who's been paying attention? What word have I been saying over and over? Persevered. We are a group of kids that have been through a lot in our 17 or 18 years. Some of it we probably don't even remember, but it still affected us somehow. I am so proud of us for coming together and persevering through these times. We got through it together. All of these things that we have been through have made us stronger. Each and every one of you are destined to do big things, and I believe you all can do it. I googled quotes about persevere because, believe it or not, I'm not a tomb of unending knowledge. I just Google a lot. The first quote that came up was, "A river cuts through a rock not because of its power, but because of its persistence." And on first thought, I thought it was cheesy. But on second thought, I actually kind of liked it. I want you all to be rivers, flowing wildly in 45 different directions and at different speeds, eventually reaching the ocean. The ocean being your dreams. You rivers are going to run into rocks on your way. Maybe one big rock, maybe a bunch of little ones. But I want you to cut through those rocks and reach the ocean. Rivers don't give up, and neither should you. I know you all can do it. I've seen your fire and I've seen your spunk. You've all got it in you. Go out into the world and be wild, raging rivers, cutting through rocks, never letting anything stop you. Thank you all for listening and being here today. Thank you parents, teachers, and staff for supporting the class of 2020. And thank you Bourbon County Drive-In for allowing us to have our graduation here. Once a Greyhound, always a Greyhound. Thank you Paris High School. Congratulations class of 2020. We did it.
Thank you, Lexi, for your encouraging words. You're a great representation of your class. It is now my pleasure to present the Paris High School class of 2020 with their diplomas. Olivia Chanelle Boggs. Imani Desiree Britton. Alexis Louise Brownlee. Albert Gentry Carson. Jamaun Lydell Clark. Karen Arley Cruz. Tori Nicole Denton. Autumn Earlywine. Trace Edgar Floyd. Marissa Dawn Frederick. Imani Emanuelle Rose Garr. Emily Elizabeth Guy. Jonathan Holt Harlow. Autumn Marie Harney. Ave Nadine Hernandez. Ximena Hernandez. Robert Philip Hope III. Alexis Starr Hopkins. T. Charlemiska Marie Hutzel. Ryan Christopher Isaac. Manea Harmony Jackson. Marcus Jeffrey Jackson. Caleb Johnson. Rafet Lefebvre Alvarez. Brianna Giselle Martinson. Kelly Renee Mills. Logan Moncada. William Andrew Morgan. Isabel Fran Murphy. Yessenia Perez. Miguel Arnaldo Perpois. Lindsey Ray Puryear. Jalea Nicole Ransom. Jalen Bubby Ransom. Ethan Shane Reynolds. Olivia Carolyn Rice. Christian Blake Ritchie. D'Angelo Santos Rivera. Sarah Caitlin Shoemaker, Victoria Danielle Small, Jimmy Kevin Solis-Lopez, Sarah Lynn Stafford, Dalton Kent Vaskovich, Courtney Taylor Youngs,
By the authority vested in me as the superintendent of the Paris Independent School District and the Kentucky Department of Education, I now confirm you as graduates of Paris High School and all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations, class of 2020.